Let me ask you a question. How many photos of Earth have you seen? By photos of the Earth, we aren't talking about the photos taken from the upper atmosphere or the International Space Station. We mean photos taken from space or some other planet. For most people, the answer would be one or two. One of those photos will probably be the famous Blue Marble, which was shot by Apollo 17 astronauts in 1972. However, the popular Blue Marble is just one of the few breathtaking photos of Earth out there. We have 6 more here, the majority of which you never seen before. Hey guys, this is Shan and you're watching Wave Box, signing in. Number 6. On 19 July 2019, NASA's Cassini space probe shot a breathtaking photo of Earth from Saturn. The photo shows part of Saturn and its rings up close with the Earth appearing as a blue small dot in the distance. The moon is beside the Earth but is barely visible. NASA named the photo The Day the Earth Smiled. The Day the Earth Smiled is considered one of the best photos of Earth. It turned out perfect because Saturn blocked the sun, which would have cast shadows on Cassini's field of view and destroyed what would have been a perfect shot. Despite its popularity, this photo is just one of the many photos Cassini shot from the Saturn. In 2006, Cassini captured a photo of the Earth with part of Saturn rings in the foreground. The photo is called the Blue Orb. It's cool too, but not as cool as this one. Cassini also took another photo of the Earth and Moon on July 19, 2013. The Moon is visible this time, but Saturn's ring are not. Number 5. What's the farthest photo ever taken on planet Earth? That's the pale blue dot, which was shot by NASA's Voyager 1 space probe on 14 February 1990. The photo shows the Earth as a very tiny dot in the upper half of a ray of sunlight that runs from the top to the bottom of the photo. Voyager 1 was 3.7 billion miles away from the Earth at the time it shot that photo. That's beyond the orbit of every planet in our solar system, including Pluto. To put that into perspective, the photo arrived Earth on 1 May 1990, 2.5 months after it was shot. The pale blue dot is one of the 60 photographs Voyager 1 shot around the same time. The probe also took some photos of Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. It didn't take a photo of Mercury because the light emitted by the planet was overwhelmed by the brighter light from the Sun. Mars was blocked by sunlight, and Pluto was too small, dark, and distant to be captured. Talking about Voyager 1, the space probe is now in an area called interstellar space. That's the reason where our sun's gravitational pull is almost non-existent. In one sense, Voyager 1 is no longer in our solar system. We shouldn't expect any more photos from it either, since it turned its camera off right after taking those photos. Number 4. On Christmas Eve 1968, the 3-man crew of Apollo 8 became the first humans to travel to the moon. They did not land on the moon but only orbited around it before returning to the Earth. However, their flight would have lasting effect, particularly on the founding of environmental activism. Environmental activism wasn't really a thing until Apollo 8 crewman astronaut William Andrews shot a colored photograph of the Earth rising from the moon. The upper half of the Earth was bright blue while the lower half was pitch black, as if it was non-existent. The dry sun-baked surface of the moon is visible in the foreground. That photo was named Earthrise, even though it isn't the first photo of Earth rising from the moon. That honor belongs to a similar photo shot 2 years earlier. The photographer wasn't a human but the Lunar Orbiter 1, a space probe NASA deployed to study the moon. The 1966 Earthrise photo looks like Anders' Earthrise, except that it was grainy and shot in black and white. Little wonder it didn't have the same effect as Anders' clearer and colored photo. On 13 November 2008, NASA released a high-resolution photo it created from the 1966 Earthrise. The updated photo looks better even though it still lacks color. Number 10. We all know what comets looks like when viewed from Earth. Now let's turn that scenario around a bit. What does the Earth look like when viewed from a comet? We don't really have an answer to that, but we have an idea. The Earth may look like a crescent. The beautiful photo you see up there was shot by the European Space Agency Rosetta space probe in 2009. It isn't an edited photo of the moon or some Earth-like planet. It's the Earth. The entire planet is completely blacked out save from the South Pole, which retains Earth's distinctive blue color. Rosetta was preparing to attempt a landing on Comet 675p at the time it took the photo. However, it first needed to make 3 flybys past Earth to generate enough velocity to intercept the comet. It took the photo during its third flyby. Number 2. The first photo of the Earth was shot on 24 October 1946, and you wouldn't believe what we used to shot that photo. It wasn't a space probe, satellite, or astronauts in a spacecraft. It was a missile, a Nazi missile. That missile was the infamous V2. The Nazi developed this missile during World War II and fired lots of it at their primary rival, the British. However, they still had many unused missiles lying around at the time they were defeated. The US military transported those missiles to the White Sand Missile Range in New Mexico, where some researchers attached a camera to one of them to capture the first photo of space. The photo was shot in black and white and shows a part of the Earth with some streaks of white clouds against the dark space. But guys, before we jump into the number one spot, don't forget to subscribe us out because we bring new stuff every day. Number 1. It's not every time we get to see a photo of Earth from Mars. Thanks to the doggedness of the Mars Curiosity rover, which is still kicking 6 years past its planned 2-year lifespan, we know what the Earth looks like from the surface of Earth now. In mid-2020, Curiosity pointed its camera at the Martian sky and shot 2 photos, one of Earth and the other of Venus. Its operator here on Earth merged both photos together to create a single photo of planets Earth and Venus. That photo isn't detailed since both planets appear as overtly bright dots against the night sky. Talking about brightness, can you guess why Earth and Venus were very bright even though the stars are almost invincible? It's because Mars' atmosphere was very dusty at the time the photo was shot. The dust particle in the air reflected the light from the sun, causing the sky to become overtly bright. The result is that the only nearest and brightest things appears bright. That's all for today's video guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe us out because we bring new stuffs every day to you. I'll be back with another video. Until then, have fun, take care, and signing out.